Statement saying the reason people are watching women's basketball is not just because of one player, but because of you two. A year later, do you feel like you're
Next
getting...
question.
I've never seen a rookie walk into a league and instantly make half of it jealous. According to me, Caitlin Clark didn't just join the WNBA. She completely flipped it upside down. Some hated it, some feared it, but the moment she broke them, legendary.
WNBA last year, bless their hearts, finally got a star. Easily the most influential athlete in a team sport.
And here's where it gets wild. Remember that press conference? A reporter asked Angel Reese about Caitlin Clark, and before he could even finish, she snapped, "Next question." That moment wasn't just shade, it was a declaration. Reese, who had her own spotlight after LSU's championship run, made it crystal clear. Caitlin Clark's name was too big, too heavy, and too dangerous even to entertain. It set the stage for everything that followed. If stars at the top were already ducking questions about her, imagine how the rest of the league was feeling. What would you have done in that room? But wait, it gets even crazier. Caitlin Clark didn't just arrive in the WNBA, she brought an earthquake with her. Sold out arenas, check ticket resale prices through the roof, check television ratings spiking higher than NBA playoff games, double check. It was like Michael Jordan hype, but in real time. Every move she made, every logo three she pulled, had fans glued to the screen. Yet here's the shocking part. The league wasn't even ready. Instead of celebrating the gift they'd been handed, the WNBA fumbled opportunities. Poor scheduling, questionable marketing, and awkward responses when her impact was undeniable. According to me, you don't get a once-in-a-generation star and then act surprised when she moves the needle. Isn't that what they all wanted?
What will the league have in store for them when they get there?
Look, SVP, reality is coming.
Here's the thing. It wasn't just the media. Many WNBA veterans had dreamed of being the one to elevate the league for years. They trained, they fought, they built resumes. But when fans suddenly packed arenas just for Caitlin, that dream shattered. Imagine grinding for a decade, then watching a rookie make more money for the league in weeks than you could in years. That sting was real, and fans weren't hiding it. They showed up in Caitlin jerseys chanting her name. No wonder players felt threatened. Wouldn't you feel some type of way if that happened at your job? And this part blew my mind. Before Caitlin even played a single WNBA minute, the denial was off the charts. Commentators dismissed her hype as overblown. Old school voices insisted she'd be humbled quickly. Even players suggested she wasn't strong enough for the league's physicality. It was like everyone agreed to gaslight the obvious. Caitlin Clark was already a phenomenon, but denial never lasts. The more they tried to downplay her, the louder the fans got. Ratings, merch, attendance, numbers don't lie. Denial cracked the second the receipts started piling up. And honestly, that was just stage one of her haters' breakdown. But wait, things got ugly fast. When denial didn't work, anger took over. On the court, veterans targeted Caitlin Clark physically, shoving her, bumping her, and trying to shake her confidence. Refs? They swallowed whistles, letting way too much contact slide. It wasn't just basketball, it was intimidation. Players who felt their spotlight slipping wanted to test if she could handle the heat. But instead of breaking down, Caitlin absorbed it all and kept producing highlight after highlight. The more they tried to bully her, the more fans rallied behind her. Honestly, what would you have done in her shoes? Most rookies would have crumbled under that pressure, but Caitlin kept showing everyone. She wasn't just hype, she was built for this. And here's where it gets even more twisted. Once anger failed, the narrative shifted into bargaining. Suddenly, people weren't just questioning Caitlin's game, they were blaming everything else. Some said fans were only showing up because of hype, not basketball. Others dragged race into the conversation, claiming she was getting coverage only because she's white. A few even argued it was unfair how much media attention she received compared to veterans. Think about that. Instead of celebrating the surge of energy she brought, critics twisted it into a negative. But you know what? That back and forth only highlighted one thing. Caitlin had become the face of the league so fast, people were scrambling for excuses. It wasn't bargaining with her, it was bargaining with reality.
Structure of the way media plays out race.
So last night we read Time magazine where Caitlin Clark was named Athlete of the Year. Why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on that cover?
The one thing that I cannot deny is the amount of little girls that were showing up, some energy there.
Why her?
Same thing.
Why her?
Well, but she was a white.
Let's rewind for a second, because her dominance didn't just start in the WNBA. At Iowa, Caitlin Clark rewrote the NCAA record books. She became the all-time leading scorer in Division I basketball, men or women. Think about that, passing legends that many thought untouchable. She dragged Iowa to back-to-back championships, hitting logo threes that looked like Steph Curry highlights. Fans weren't just watching games, they were tuning in for a spectacle. And when draft night came, it wasn't just a coronation, it was a cultural event. Everyone knew the Fever was about to get a generational star. She wasn't entering the league as just another rookie. She was stepping in as the chosen one, carrying college stardom directly into the pros. And right from her very first WNBA games, the numbers went wild. TV ratings smashed records with millions tuning in just to watch her debut. Ticket sales? Fever games sold out faster than some NBA teams. Merchandise? Caitlin jerseys instantly became top sellers, moving units like she'd been in the league for years. On the court, she started stacking stats, assists, points, even triple-double flashes, showing her game translated immediately. Most rookies get a grace period. Caitlin? She had expectations of carrying the league from day one, and she delivered. Have you ever seen a rookie treated like this? It wasn't hype anymore. It was proof. The Caitlin Clark effect was real, and it was only just beginning. Here's a plot twist nobody expected. Veterans who once seemed skeptical about Caitlin suddenly wanted in on the action. Names like DeWanna Bonner, Ryan Howard, and even Camila Cardoso started expressing interest in playing with her. Why? Being alongside Caitlin meant more eyes, bigger paydays, and more opportunities. Think about that shift, from doubting her to actively wanting to join her squad. That tells you everything about how quickly she flipped the league's energy. In just months, the Fever went from overlooked to the most talked about team in basketball. And the catalyst for it all? One rookie with unmatched star power. But wait, it wasn't just players? The entire league infrastructure changed. NBA arenas, usually reserved for men's games, suddenly started getting booked for Fever Road matchups. The WNBA flexed its schedule to feature Caitlin more, putting 41 of her 44 games on national television. Preseason games, yes, preseason, sold out like playoff battles. That's unheard of in women's basketball history. This wasn't just about basketball anymore. It was a cultural shift. Broadcasters knew Caitlin equaled ratings. Owners knew Caitlin equaled ticket sales, and players knew Caitlin equaled opportunity. Honestly, when was the last time you saw one rookie shift the economics of an entire league? This wasn't gradual growth. This was a tidal wave. The Caitlin Clark effect wasn't hype. It was a fact written in sold-out arenas and record TV deals.
Was $650. Now, if you do the math, $650, that is almost $9.75 million.
Now let's talk about the exact moment Caitlin Clark broke her haters for good. Her preseason homecoming in Iowa was unlike anything women's basketball had ever seen. Over 13,000 fans packed the arena, with 1.3 million more watching live on ESPN. Remember, this wasn't a playoff game. This wasn't even the regular season. It was preseason, and it looked like a Super Bowl. The defining moment? Caitlin is pulling up from the exact spot where she broke the NCAA scoring record and draining another logo three. The crowd erupted. It wasn't just a shot, it was theater, a callback, a storybook moment that cemented her as bigger than the game itself. That's when the conversation shifted. Even the harshest critics couldn't deny what was happening. They weren't just watching Caitlin Clark play basketball. They were witnessing history unfold in real time. Tell me, how do you hate that? That was the moment she silenced everyone. And just to show how massive that was, her Iowa homecoming preseason game outdrew preseason matchups in the NBA, MLB, and even the NFL. Think about how crazy that is. A rookie in women's basketball is pulling bigger numbers than the billion-dollar leagues. The Caitlin Clark effect wasn't just about the WNBA anymore. It was about proving that women's sports could dominate headlines and ratings if given the platform. That comparison alone sent shockwaves across the industry, because suddenly excuses about lack of interest didn't hold up. Fans weren't ignoring women's basketball. They just needed someone like Caitlin to light the fire. And she did, bigger than anyone imagined. And then came another wild moment overseas. After an exhibition game against Brazil, Caitlin was swarmed, not by fans, but by the opposing team itself. Players lined up for selfies like she was Michael Jordan. That level of respect is rare, especially from competitors. It showed her influence wasn't just in the US. It was global. When your rivals stop seeing you as just another player and start treating you like a phenomenon, you know you've arrived. That moment in Brazil said it loud and clear. Caitlin Clark wasn't just breaking records. She was breaking boundaries across the entire basketball world. And here's where things finally started to shift inside the league. Players who once side-eyed Caitlin began realizing she was helping everyone win. TV deals, endorsement money, attendance. All of it was rising because of her. Some even admitted it outright. Caitlin was making the pie bigger for everyone. On the court, she proved she wasn't just a scorer. She was breaking assist records, setting up teammates, and showing she could elevate an entire squad. For the veterans, it clicked. She wasn't here to steal the spotlight. She was here to expand it. And once that realization set in, the tone around her changed. Instead of hate, there was acknowledgement. Instead of resentment, there was acceptance. That's when Caitlin officially turned critics into believers. Even the media, once her harshest critics, started switching up. Outlets that questioned her hype began publishing features about her leadership, her maturity, and her changing the game mentality. Suddenly, she wasn't just the face of the Fever. She was the face of women's basketball, period. Think about that turnaround. From skepticism to praise in less than a year. The same reporters who doubted her were now saying she could save the league. That kind of narrative shift doesn't happen often, but Caitlin forced it, not with words, but with performance. She made the story undeniable, and the media had no choice but to follow.
Yes, have we ever had teams have to get into larger arenas?
And it's like this girl coming in as a rookie going like she broke the record for assists. I don't think people really understand, like,
she could potentially be one of the best point guards.
But here's the secret sauce behind it all. Her work ethic. Even with non-stop media tours, appearances, and commercials, Caitlin kept a strict training schedule. Teammates mentioned how she'd be in the gym at 8 a.m., grinding like it was the finals. That mentality, straight out of Kobe Bryant's Mamba playbook. It's rare to see someone balance stardom with an obsession for improvement, but Caitlin does it seamlessly, and that's what separates her from just being a star. She's not satisfied with attention, she's chasing greatness. Every logo, every headline, and every viral clip is backed by hours of unseen sweat. And that's why her story resonates, headline and all. Wanted to test if she could handle the heat, but instead of breaking down, Caitlin absorbed it all and kept producing highlight after highlight. The more they tried to bully her, the more fans rallied behind her. So what's next for Caitlin Clark? If this is her rookie year, just imagine her at peak form. With more strength, more experience, and more confidence, she's only going to dominate harder. The haters, they've already been silenced. They can't deny her impact, her numbers, or her influence anymore. She's not just playing basketball, she's rewriting its future. Whether it's endorsements, international growth, or making the WNBA a household name, Caitlin Clark is leading the charge. And the craziest part? She's just getting started. According to me, this isn't just a career, it's a movement. The Caitlin Clark era has only begun, and it's unstoppable. And there you have it. The moment Caitlin Clark turned doubt into dominance, silencing her haters for good. She proved her impact is bigger than basketball, shifting sports culture forever. So what's your take? Drop it in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe.